Good afternoon, fret friends. So we are, even though I'm calling myself fret friend, and I still am fret friend, the shop is now closed. But this is one of the first things I've done since I've closed my shop, and I'm working on one of my own. And passive pickups are a bit of an enigma, aren't they? The passive pickups I really like. I had some amazing pickups in my Gibson Les Paul Studio, 2005 one I believe I had, and it had a 96 and a 90 in there, or a 98T and a 96 or something like that. And the 98T in the bridge was amazing. But this has got burst buckers in it, my Flyin V. And it's not that I don't like them, it's that they're not my flavour. And a lot of people, I suppose a lot of players would, let me just move this out of the way, a lot of players would understand that. There's not anything particularly wrong with them, but just not my flavour at all. And rather than keep faffing about with passive pickups, I've stuck. I've had bare knuckles in here, I've had Seymour Duncans, I've had DiMarzios in there, and nothing is felt quite right. I still got, I put the burst buckers back in, they're as good as anything I've ever had in there, but I thought, you know what has never let me down? What pickups have I always enjoyed, whether they be EMG, Seymour Duncan, even ESP to some extent, and it's been active pickups. So I've gone and got myself some active pickups, and I put an advert on Facebook, and I ended up getting these. And what's great about these is I was going to buy them brand new, and I can get them from Germany brand new, including import tax and shipping, for £145. Not expensive. Did even better. Brand new, opened, unused, belonging to a friend of mine. I put an advert on Facebook, he answered it a day or so later. I've got some MVic, he says you can for 100 quid. There you go. EMG Zakk Wylde set, 85-81 set, with all the pots, completely solderless, absolutely fantastic. 100 quid, £100. So that is my job today. I'm going to stick them on my Gibson V. This is a 2022 Gibson V standard. Nothing stand out about this, it's just a standard Flyin V. The exact one I wanted this colour with gloss, with a case, which I've got. Didn't want to pay any more than £1,150. I paid exactly £1,150 for this guitar. It's beautiful, I love it, and it's just it's a me guitar, this is. So we're going to whip the strings off, take all the electrics out, put them away in a box. I'm not going to sell them. I might sell the burst book because I don't know. I think once I've got these EMGs in it and I've heard it, I'm going to want to keep the EMGs in it, and that's going to be it. So yeah, may sell the burst bookers, may not. I'll probably get more for the burst bookers than I've paid for these EMGs. But anyway, so all I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to get the strings off, take all the electrics out, take all the pickups out, what have you, get this all configured, all put in, all solderless, should be just all plug and play, and Bob's your uncle, that'll be me. So that's it, back soon. So when you're doing a job like this, it can be tempting to dive in like some idiot and oink these out and get the new ones in because you're anxious to do that. But it is my experience that that is not the right way to go about things. So having removed the screws from the pickups, surrounds there and there, and from the scratch plate, I'm going to place them in a pot, as I always do. There is always a pot per guitar. And I still do the things the same way. Even though the workshop's now closed, I mean, I'm not saying it's closed forever, it may open again in the future, I don't know. But still do things the right way. Everything in a pot. So I have the scratch plate removed. There's a pad I made for soldering on. It's just a piece of foam that I use for my bench. And this will protect the guitar. And if I get any blobs of solder dropping anywhere, it's not going to drop on the guitar, it's going to drop on this mat. So I've my soldering iron heated up to 360 degrees, that will not be enough. I'm going to go on preset number 4, which is 410 degrees. I'm going to solder sucker, and I'm going to desolder everything properly. The pickups, what have you. So I bought this, and I paid, this cost me something like £24–25, but it came with fabulous reviews. And what a fabulous solder sucker this is, it's really amazing. It works so well. Piece of silicone on the end, which you shouldn't burn, but I've got some extra in case it does. And there you go. I'll do some worship on it in the background. It's Sunday, it's my church day. I'll just turn that down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the pickups from the back of the pots. Everything's going to be changed on here. So all the pots and everything's coming off. I will place them in a pot of their own and I'll bag them up accordingly and keep those safe. I may move them on, I don't know. I am a stickler for, I don't always get rid of all the original stuff. You know, I like to keep it just in case I want to get back to stock, or maybe, I don't know. So I'm probably going to keep it for a while. Not planning on selling anything, but if I do sell it, no big deal for me. I'm not planning on selling the guitar. It's a guitar I've wanted for a while, but never say never. I said that about many guitars I've owned in the past, so I've never sold this, and I've sold them. And what I'm aiming to do here is just melt the solder. I'm going to take quite a bit of heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in there with a solder sucker. Just be patient with this because it can take a while. That's that one off, that's good. And you do want the pots cleaning up. I'll get some of that off in a while. Just about getting these off at the moment. We've got a lot of heat in there, my goodness, I can feel that heat with my fingers from here. Oh, there's a lot of heat there. Come on, the bastard, right, it's off. That's good, that's good. This is from the three-way. There's so much solder on here. So that is off, that is good. I wish it's finished, I can turn that down a little. I'll have that on in a moment off camera. So we've got the pickups off. So all this whole unit will now come off on its own. So I don't need to desolder anything else. I can set that back at 360. Keep the tip clean. I'm going to leave that on standby for a while. I'm going to clean some of this solder off the back of it in a moment, but let's get the pickups out first. So everything nice and clean. I've loosened the strings enough to hopefully just pull the pickup straight out. That's the bridge. And this is the neck. So they're out. This wire is, that must be the earth wire up to underneath the bridge. I'm not going to pull that out, I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm just going to stick it round the side out of the way. I'm going to leave it in there. But I need it out of the way because we don't have to earth active pickups. We don't need a ground. So I want to just get those out of the way there. And that one out of the way there. I'm just going to bend that back and in. Get them out of the way as much as possible. I may tape this back just to keep everything out of the way. In fact, I think I will do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some blue tape. Bear with me, guys. In fact, even better, I've got this tape here. This will suffice. It's just to tape everything back. My Stumac tape I use for taping up fingerboards when I'm polishing frets. We'll just get some of this here in the cavity there. And we'll just tape this back. It may work, it may not, I don't know. There's a couple of pieces in there. If it sticks to the wood, brilliant. And I think that has done the job pretty well. The route in here is really quite shoddy. There's a lot of wood flaking off. It's not very well done. Again, Gibson, what can I tell you? Right, so it looks like we've got that all taped back. Maybe it's not the best tape in the world, but that's taped in and out of the way. Can you see it all here? And that should be enough. So off camera, I'm going to get all the pickups prepared, ready to go in. I'm going to clean up the scratch plate, clean up the pots, get the pickups on here, and I'll come back and show you the results shortly. So a Gibson V, after trying various pickups, bare knuckles, I had some Gibson burst bookers it came with, tried some bare knuckles in there, what bare knuckle was it? I forget what it was now. I've had some DiMarzios in there, nothing gave me the sound I quite wanted. Burst bookers, decent enough, but not my flavour, so I went and decided on a set of EMG actives, and I thought I'd go for the Zakk Wylde set. And as fortune would have it, I put an advert on Facebook to buy some, and a friend of mine had this set, and he let me have these. They're brand new. He bought them for an upgrade for a guitar. He never got around to upgrading. He sold the guitar on, and he let me have these for £100. Now, they came with the long pots. There's some burst bookers in there, by the way. Came with the long pots. The long pots wouldn't fit. They would fit in the cavity, but I wanted to got the wiring in, so I had to go and shell out and buy the short pots, the short pot versions, which I've installed on my plate here. Just bear with me a second. I'll get these back. I'm going to show you where we are. So I have my scratch plate, or pick guard, whatever you want to call it, all ready there, ready to go back in just about. I made a little battery case out of just a folded up business card, cut to shape, taped over with the battery in there, so we're not shorting anything. And I went with the short pots. It's all quick connect. Everything is just plug and play. There's no soldering. The only soldering I did have to do was just soldering to the three-way, which is all done there. The little thingy itself, I've not taped it to the scratch plate. It's just loose in there at the moment. I will be taping it on there shortly, but I've got one lead wire left now, which is this is the earth wire, which I extended. I actually snapped the one. I had to take the post out, remove the post, remove the stud, and get it all back in there. Now one is higher than the other. I'm wondering if that's going to be a problem. Let me just try and press the other one down, because the other one I've pressed all the way in. Yeah, I had to pull this one out and reseat it, so just make sure this is all the way in. Seems like it is, so that's fine. This one's a little bit lower on that side, but hey ho, that'll be okay. So my earth wire from the bridge is now here, which I've extended, and I've done really thin wire because I don't have a lot of room in this cavity. So everything here fits, it fits snugly, it fits nice. I've tested and checked the wiring, it is all working, and everything is just about ready to go back in the guitar. Just need to clean up the plate. These are ready for the knobs going back on as well. Just going to give everything a wipe down. There's a couple of marks and scratches on this scratch plate. I went with an all silver three-way switch. This is by Hosco. I upgraded the switch. Went with a Hosco one. Instead of a black knob version, I just got a chrome knob version. I have the same type of switch on my SG. I do like, it's not Hosco, Goto. Yeah, it is Hosco. I was going to say Goto. It's not Goto, it's Hosco. It might be Goto, I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever it is, it's Japanese made. I always go with the Japanese made stuff. So this is all ready to go back on. Now what I need to do is I need to plug the pickups back into here, which I'm going to do now, and I need to put this earth wire into this socket here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over, because I need to lead the wires across. So this is just going to go into here. I've made it plenty long enough. I've tinned the edges with solder. That's a little bit too long, so I'm just going to snip a little bit off the end there. That is very nice. I'm going to whiz that on there. I don't think I'm going to stick that to the board itself. I'm going to leave it as is. You don't really need to earth the inside of active pickups, but we do earth. I've earthed the three-way switch, and I've earthed to the bridge, because the grounds are there for doing so. So that is all done. The wiring is all done. What I need to do now is I just need to route all of this out of the way of anything, because I don't have room under the battery. So we're just going to go there with that. This we can go all the way around if we want to. Probably go around the three-way if I wanted to. It should fit. Let's just have a check. I think everything will fit in there nicely. And that's, yeah, everything is fitting in there superbly. I'm not going to have a problem with any of that. So I'm going to route the pickups back in. I have a bridge pickup here. So the bridge pickup, that is the bridge. Here's the bridge pot here underneath, so I've got to work this in. It's very tight, but that one is on by the looks of it. That's very good. And I've got the neck. Don't know if you guys can see, but I'm not moving anything. I can't be bothered. But everything is all nice and tight in here. I'm going to put the neck pickup on to its pot there. That is in. I've got the 2 battery wires here to add. One there. I'm going to pull this one out a little bit more, I think. Give it a bit more length. Doesn't matter which ones he's going, as long as they're plugged in. And this one just pull out just a little bit more. And all I need to do is make sure nothing is in anything else's way. So that is ready to go in. So let me just bring that over there. If I get that in there and that in there, if we just drop that in, everything should just sit all smooth and snug. And that is it. Everything is all in there, there's no trap wires. I'm going to just put 1 screw in there for now. So everything lines up, everything's earthed, everything's ready to go back. Put 1 screw in there just to hold that plate, and we're going to just test the electrics while we're here. So what I'm going to do is, because you guys can't see anything, I'm going to drop the camera onto the guitar. You'll see my mess. It should be a mess, it's a workshop. There you go, and we're going to plug in my trusty little Spark 40. And I'm going to get this over here. And we shall test the pickups. So we'll just take a screwdriver. We'll not have a bit on the end, we don't need a bit on the end. We're in the middle position, so both should be on. Turn everything up full. This is the bridge, so bridge volume, neck volume. This is tone. Just put it on the bridge on, neck off, bridge volume, tone, neck on. So bridge off, neck on, neck volume, tone. There you go, everything is working exactly as it should. So we're going to put screws back in, we're going to get some strings on. And this guitar will be ready to rock and roll. And here we are, all done with my V. And I dropped a pickup on it, put a ding in it. Just turn the volume down. Just there, about 3 mil, about 2 mil deep. Not bothered about that. I'll drop some super glue in there, seal it up. Listen, it's a guitar I'm going to play. If it gets a ding, it proves it's being played and it's being used. So that doesn't bother me at all. But what a guitar. So all I've really done with it since I bought it is I had to level 2, I think it's 2 or 3 frets. I think it was 2. That was it. I tried various pickups in here, bare knuckles, I had the burst bookers in there, which was stock pickups with this, burst booker 3 and 2. Not that I don't like them, it's just they don't give me, they're not my flavour. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So it's not, I've not got anything particularly against them, but EMG actives are my flavour. So I went with the Zakk Wylde set, which a friend of mine, known as Cheese, that's not his real name obviously, I've known him 40 odd years. He was selling some, I didn't know he was selling some, and he let me have them for 100 quid. Only problem with these was they had the long pots, and with the long pots I couldn't get the electrics in there, get the wiring in there. So I went and bought a new kit, another kit cost me another 50 quid. So it's cost me 150 quid for the set, but they are brand new, and I've got the long pots and everything, and all the other wiring, the original wiring to sell on. So I'm sure I'll get about 30 quid for that. So that's it, it is all done. And what a guitar, it's brilliant. And it is my flavour, this guitar. All the tones on this, it's just my sound. I'm going to put my overdrive on. Just sounds amazing. That's just a standard drive channel on my Positive Grid Spark 40. I've got my Boss SD1 Super Overdrive, just boosting, no drive on it. Just volume at about 2 o'clock. I've got the tone on 1 o'clock. And I've got the drive on just on nothing. It just sounds fantastic. It's just my sound. It does everything I need. How could you not get on with that? So that's it, absolutely wonderful. Looks great. Is there anything more rock? I don't think there is. But again, right balance of pickups. Did they look a bit peculiar in this guitar? First glance maybe, but once you get used to them, no, not at all. This guitar, these pickups are match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. Beautiful. So that is it. It's my 2022 Gibson Flyin V. I did pay £1,150 for this with the tan case. To go up to Manchester to get it. Very pleased with the price. Great condition. Couple of scratches. There's a nice ding in it there now, which I will fill. I'll probably make a video showing you how to fill and make this invisible. Something I may do in the future. But now, for this time, I'm going to be getting all my tools together. The tools I'm selling, because you know I've closed the guitar shop. But I'm not selling all of my tools. Only half of them. I did double up on all of my tools. So, going to sell some, keep the others. But this is it. My 22 Gibson V. All ready to gig. I'm going to really love playing this guitar. I will be the band I'm in, Solvent Abuse, formed in 1980, a band I used to watch before I formed my own band. I'm not playing guitar for them. We are supporting Discharge on December the 14th, Saturday, December 14th in Birmingham. Main support is Anti-Sect, but the mighty Discharge, I will be supporting them. So come down there, see the band. But until next time, if there is a next time, God bless you all. And more importantly, take good care of each other. Look after yourselves. Next time.